$200 million. Gone. That's how much regular people lost when one man turned the stock market into his personal casino. His scheme was simple but devastating. Sell worthless stocks to people who trusted him, pump up the price, then dump it all before anyone knew what hit them. His name? Jordan Belfort. You probably know the movie, the parties, the yacht, Leonardo DiCaprio. But here's what Hollywood didn't show you: the thousands of victims who lost their life savings while he lived like a king. The guy who inspired all of that started by selling ice cream on a beach. This is his real story, and how he got away with it for so long. 1978, Bayside, Queens. Jordan Belfort is 16 years old, working a beach cart, selling Italian ice. Most teenagers would make a few $100 and call it a summer. Belfort made $20,000, and right there, on that beach, he learned something that would change everything. People don't buy products, they buy the person selling it. A few years later, he tries to go legitimate, dental school, not because he loves teeth, because dentists make good money. On the first day, the dean tells the class, "The golden age of dentistry is over. If you're here to get rich, you're in the wrong place." Belfort hears that, looks around, stands up, and walks out. He never comes back. Most people would panic. Belfort just learned what not to do. Before Wall Street, before the yacht, before everything, Belfort sold meat. Door to door, on Long Island. Imagine knocking on strangers' doors at dinner time, trying to convince them to buy frozen lobster from a guy in a truck. And somehow, he was good at it. He hired employees, built a real business, then it collapsed. Costs, logistics, one bad shipment, bankruptcy in his mid-20s. Most people would be crushed. Belfort learned one thing. If you can sell meat to someone who didn't even want to open their door, you can sell anything. 1987, Belfort is 25. He lands a trainee job at LF Rothschild on Wall Street. Cold calls, commissions, big money. He thinks he's made it. Then October 19th, 1987 hits. Black Monday. The market crashes 22% in a single day. The firm collapses. Belfort loses his job after 4 months. But he doesn't learn that the market is dangerous. He learns something else. You don't need to be right. You just need to sound right. After the crash, Belfort takes a job most Wall Street guys would laugh at. A penny stock brokerage. Tiny companies, barely traded, easy to manipulate. On Wall Street, commissions are 1%. Here, they're 50. His first call earns him $2,000. One call. He stares at the phone, then makes another and another. Within months, he's making more money than ever before, and that's when it hits him. If you can sell anything, you can sell nothing. 1989, Belfort opens his own firm, Stratton Oakmont. His partner is Danny Porish, a childhood friend just as reckless. Belfort doesn't hire finance experts. He hires pure salespeople, people who can sell ice to penguins. Here's how the scam works. First, find a worthless penny stock. Second, buy millions of shares for pennies. Third, cold call investors with lies about insider tips and massive upside. They pressure you, they rush you, they make you feel special. So you buy. As hundreds of people pile in, the price rises. Then, Stratton dumps all their shares. The stock collapses. A $10,000 investment becomes $200. Teachers, retirees, families, wiped out. The company was never real, just a vehicle to move money from regular people to Stratton Oakmont. They ran this scam with at least 34 companies. Total losses, around $200 million. Stratton Oakmont wasn't an office, it was a circus. Employees screamed into phones, stood on desks, did shots mid-call. Hit your quota and Belfort threw cash at you, literally. Young brokers in their 20s were making $50,000, $100,000, sometimes $200,000 a month. But on the other end of every call, a teacher, a retiree, someone's parents, watching their savings disappear. By the mid-90s, Belfort was insanely rich. Mansions, Lamborghinis, private jets, and a yacht. The Nadine, once owned by Coco Chanel. He named it after his wife. That yacht will come back into this story. It doesn't end well. The FBI had been watching Stratton for years. Complaints piled up. In 1996, the NASD expelled Stratton Oakmont. Federal charges followed. wire fraud, securities fraud, money laundering, and Belfort was at the center. In 1999, Jordan Belfort is indicted. He's facing decades in prison, so he cooperates. He wears a wire on his best friend, Danny Porish. Conversations are recorded. Associates go to prison. Careers are destroyed. Belfort cuts a deal. In 2003, Jordan Belfort is sentenced to 4 years in federal prison. He serves just 22 months. For a fraud that cost victims over $200 million, that's roughly $9 million per month of prison time. His victims lost everything: homes, savings, retirement funds. Belfort was free in under 2 years. In 2013, The Wolf of Wall Street is released. Leonardo DiCaprio plays Jordan Belfort. The movie becomes a global hit. It earns nearly $400 million at the box office. Belfort walks red carpets, gives interviews, is celebrated by the same culture that once condemned him. The man who destroyed thousands of lives is now famous, not despite his crimes, but because of them. Today, Jordan Belfort is a motivational speaker. He teaches sales and persuasion, charges thousands of dollars per ticket. He was ordered to pay more than $110 million in restitution. Many of his victims are still waiting, while he flies private. Jordan Belfort's story is not a success story. It's a warning. Different scams, same playbook, and the people who pay the price, it's never the ones at the top. If something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. If this story shocked you, subscribe. We break down the real stories behind the biggest frauds and financial crimes. No Hollywood filter, just the facts. See you in the next one.